Hello, my name is Marcela Soto, and I'm going to talk about the formulation of international trade policies. We're going to start with the difference between free trade and fair trade. The free trade is going to be the minimal intervention from government, and the fair trade is going to be an active intervention from government. It also talks about the arguments at the industry level. There are four. The first one is going to be the national defense argument. And the second one is going to be the infant industry argument. The third one is going to be the maintenance of jobs. And the last one is going to be the strategic trade theory. In the first one, in the argument of national defense, says that the country must be self-sufficient in critical raw materials such as machinery and technology, or otherwise be vulnerable to foreign threats. It also protects steel, electronics, and machine tool industries. Then we have the infant industry argument. This is a powerful economic development strategy. It consists in the imposition of tariffs to give the U.S. firms temporary protection from foreign competition until firms are fully established. The next one is going to be the maintenance of existing jobs. These are going to be jobs in high-wage countries threatened by imports from low-wage countries. There are two forms of assistance, such as tariffs and quotas. Then the strategic trade theory says that the national government can make its country better off if it adopts different trade policies that improve the competitiveness of its domestic firms in bigger industries. There will be different trade policies. In the text, mention three of them. The first one is going to be the economic development programs, the industrial policy, and the analysis of public choice. In the economic development programs exist the export promotion strategy and the import substitution strategy. Then the industrial policy talks about all the key domestic industries that are chosen, protected, and promoted. Then in the public choice analysis compete the consumers versus the special interest groups. Exist two different barriers to international trade, the tariff barriers and the non-tariff barriers. The tariff barriers are going to be the export tariff, the import tariff, and the transit tariff. In the import tariff are going to be the ad valorem, the specific tariff, and the compound tariff. And the non-tariff barriers are going to be quotas, export numerical controls, product and test standards, access restricted to distribution networks, regulatory controls, currency controls, and many more. Then I'm going to talk about the types of barriers to international trade, like tariffs, quantitative restrictions, and other non-tariff barriers. A tariff is a tax placed on an imported or exported good involved in the international trade, like an ad valorem, a specific or a compound tariff. The quantitative restrictions are the trade barriers that impose a limit to the quantity of products that can be imported or exported, such as quotas, numerical export controls, embargoes, and voluntary export restraints. And the non-tariff barriers are going to be the laws, regulations, or governmental policies that impede the international trade, like the product and testing standards and the restricted access to distribution networks. We already mentioned it before. To promote international trade exist subsidies, foreign trade zones, and the export of financing programs. To control this exists the International Trade Administration that determines if an unfair commercial practice happens, and the confirmed cases are going to be transferred to the International Trade Commission. There are different practices to control the unfair trade, like the countervailing duties, the anti-dumping regulations, and the Super 301.